introduction. We lost Matthew along the way.
I'm here!
You guys look very, very relaxed. So I'm going to talk to you about the time that I fell asleep in the movies.
So, I just want to start out by saying two thank yous. One, thank you to you, the crowd. Oh my gosh, what the thank you. I know
we were coming out in waves.
I know this was kind of crazy that this was supposed to happen on Thursday, and this was supposed to kick off Texas Frightmare Weekend, and now it's wrapping up Texas Frightmare Weekend. So thanks to those of you that stayed late. I know you're exhausted. Thank you for being here. Thank you for some of you changed your travel plans to be here because you were expecting to leave by now. So a round of applause for yourself. And keep it going for these guys. Yeah, come on out. Yeah, Matthew Lillard, Skeet, Ulrich, and David Arquette. Crazy fucking weather. In all the years we've been doing these Thursday night screenings, this is in fact the third screening that we've done over the years with Texas Frightmare Weekend. We've never once had any kind of travel delays, and Thursday was a crazy act of God day, and these guys change their plans around to still be here and make good on the screening. So a round of applause for these guys. Thank you. Instead of just straight up having to cancel, we were able to reschedule. And a round of applause for the Alamo
We
staff.
are so heroic.
Yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging our heroism.
Yeah, you're heroes. You're heroes to us all. Yeah. So I'm gonna kick it off by one cheers. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to a great Texas Frightmare Weekend 2024. The irony of pairing you three together for a screening is you don't share one fucking scene together in the original Scream. And we realized that on the car ride over.
You told us that. I hadn't. Did you ever think about that?
I didn't. No.
I think about it all the time.
I never thought of that. So wild. I'm still going through the film going, are you sure?
Yeah, I went back, I rolled the footage, I reviewed the footage. You obviously share a lot of scenes, but no, the three of you, but that didn't cut down on the camaraderie that you all had.
No, we made up for it after hours. Yeah. That's why it's so, I can't fathom it, because we were together all the time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess even on the days you had, there were all that stuff at the end, you had your stuff with Courtney, so you were there.
Yeah.
And you guys would shoot part, and then we'd shoot some stuff.
And
so
you'd stab me off camera.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true. You were in scenes of Skeet, you were just a lying dead body the whole time. Yeah.
That's true.
The other irony is and this has been kind of lore and mythology, that at one point you were all actually auditioning for each other's parts. Is that correct? Or you were all auditioning for Billy? Maybe that's more accurate?
I think I don't. I
That's
was
probably
like,
the part they
people
used.
called me in for just some of the roles,
Yeah.
nothing specific. And when
Yeah.
I met with Wes, I said, I'm really interested in the role of Dewey.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, I hadn't thought about it like that. Because it was more like written as a jock.
Yeah.
And, this big meathead. Just more of a small
I mean, not
meathead.
like a pro wrestler would play that part.
Yeah, right? Yeah! Not like the star of Ready to Rumble would play that part, yeah.
I will tell you, I auditioned for the part of Billy.
And?
No, it's good. It's a great.
They said
it's
to
a good
you.
little story. So I auditioned for the part of Billy, and she took one look at me. She's like, "You're never making out with Nev Campbell."
Wrong.
Cut two. I made out with her for years. But
I actually never
It's
did.
thank God. Let's keep it that way. And then and they literally said to me like, "Hey, here are the sides for the kooky best friend. Wes Craven's coming back in 3 hours. Will you audition for Wes in like 3 hours? So I actually sat in this lobby, and Wes was having callbacks with all these guys to play Stu. And I hung out. I was the last guy to go in.
Yeah.
Because I was memorizing lines, and the whole last sequence of the film was what we auditioned with. And so in that moment, I memorized my lines, and I said, look, I'm not really ready, but I'm happy to audition for you. And I left that audition, and Wes Craven offered me the part in The Room, which
Oh
never
my
happens.
Wow.
He was like, well, we would love for you to play this part. And so, yeah.
That's incredible.
It's literally life-changing.
Yeah, truly. Your shirt just inspired my next question. So I would say that you are the C-3PO and R2-D2 of the Scream franchise. You came back as a Force ghost. When are we going to see you as the burned Anakin Skywalker return?
You are amazing. Let's hear from James for his questions. That are great. The crazy thing is that now that it's in the hands of Kevin, I don't know if I'm ever coming back. And I don't think Kevin's interested in telling that story again.
Yeah.
I think the guys that did the last couple movies were like,
Yeah.
there's like 7 Easter eggs in
very
5.
nostalgic, yeah.
And they were like ready to set that up, and they were excited about it. But I don't think Kevin's interested in it. And look, the reality is that I just want what's best for the franchise. I really,
Yeah.
if it makes sense for Kevin, it makes sense for the story. If it's fun,
Yeah.
I'm interested and available.
I think we're all very excited to not only see Nev back, but to see Kevin finally. I mean, if it's not Wes, it should be Kevin. Absolutely.
I think it's an amazing opportunity for both of them
Yeah.
to boot a franchise that's at a height of its. I mean, what you guys were doing the last couple movies has been incredible.
Yeah.
And I think that people are excited about the future.
Yeah. We're still not over what happened with Dewey, but we'll
Last one before.
yeah. You know what's been incredible? Just
You'll
kind
be
of
back.
reflecting on Texas Frightmare Weekend and just seeing how every time y'all have been with us, the love for this, and of course the new movies have something to do with it, but the love for the original movie grows and grows, and your lines are longer and longer. But to see, and of course because of Kevin and being a queer screenwriter, to see this movie be really embraced as a queer horror film in the LGBTQ community, and to see how many members of the queer horror community were there this weekend, and to kind of see the effect that this movie has had on that. I really just wanted, I don't think I've ever like shouted that out or pointed that out, I don't think I've ever asked you about how your relationship in the movie, your character's relationship, has been embraced as a queer horror relationship.
It's been embraced by us.
Yeah. We are the first
Husbands of
husbands of horror.
You heard it here, yeah.
We were, just because it was the 90s, we were in denial of our feelings for each other.
We were scared to be out.
We were very scared.
Yeah.
Somehow it seeped in, our chemistry, it was just, couldn't put it down, so.
Listen, we're here for it. We don't. The reality is that the value of this movie isn't what it means to us.
Right.
It's what it means to other people.
Yeah.
So if this is representational for a community that wants it,
Yeah.
then we fucking love it and support it, whatever that community is.
Absolutely. Well, and I think Kevin, being the kind of groundbreaking screenwriter that he was, not only in the screenplays he wrote, but alongside Don Mancini, Chucky, I think that the queer community probably tried to identify with what they could find, and I think that's why always, all of us have felt othered at some point or another, which is why we always connect with horror. We see ourselves in the monsters and not the normal humans, but that opened the door for actual queer voices to tell those stories, and so I think it's been great to see the evolution of what Scream has inspired as well.
I don't.
That's
That's
not a
really
question.
well
That's
said.
just a
Yeah.
I
statement.
never
Yeah.
see myself as Ghostface. You guys don't understand. He's the bad guy.
You gotta say that as the deputy, yeah. Let's take it out to y'all. I saw you're gonna go first. Yes.
So, first of all, I love this movie, what it means to me. I've watched it since it came out.
Hold on a sec. Stay there. Don't move. God damn it. The people in the back, you started
No, wait,
out-
wait, I'll do
you
this.
Started,
You
you
stand
started out the sentence by saying, Matthew Lillard is so handsome. I wanted people to be able to hear in the back.
Can I selfie with you real quick?
Was that your question?
No.
Literally, that's $300. Thank you so much.
Hi. Now I'm really nervous. So
You're doing great.
it's a two-parter. So for my first question, it is for Skeet and Matt. Are really making me nervous. But if y'all had to pick a partner in the other Screams to be your partner to kill, who would it be and why?
Oh, I think you meant a life partner. I thought you were basing your question off my question.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go with my husband.
I don't want to
anyway.
pick anyone else.
Yeah,
I don't have to pick anyone
we're
else.
very loyal.
Skeet is my only. Oh Jesus! Hold on. Who else has a question?
I feel like I should be doing that and you should be up here.
Oh, it's fine.
I
Okay.
recently got engaged and I wanted to give you a save the date.
Oh,
Okay.
No, thank you so much.
I was wondering if I got invited.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's.
You go up there.
And then there was just you.
I got one already.
Yeah, you're not invited. I'm sorry.
You guys, I'm officiating a wedding and the bar is open.
Yeah.
So,
What's your question?
I have a question for Skeet.
Next question.
he's over there.
I don't know where he went.
I'm right here. I'm over here by the mic.
Okay, thanks. I heard in an interview that when you first got the script, that you almost.
Oh
spoiled the fact that you
yeah.
were
Not
the
almost.
killer.
I did.
Do you feel like if that interview would have went live, that they would have changed who the killers were?
Oh God. I don't know because it wasn't really the same world we live in now in terms of social media and everybody finding out things so quickly. And it was, Interview Magazine was very popular at the time for sure. Their readership, maybe they would have delayed the interview even coming out. I don't know. But I mean, it was a different world. It wasn't like, they were blogging it right away as you're saying it, they're typing it. So, I mean, as stressful as it was, the stress lasted 90 seconds. I finished the interview, called my publicist, and I was like, I made a mistake. They called them, and they were like, done. So, it's a good question, though. I don't know. I doubt it.
Not everyone knows what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
I didn't. I was doing an interview with a very popular magazine, entertainment magazine at the time, Interview Magazine, which I think is still on stands. I'm not sure. And I had just been cast in the movie, and we were talking about movies that I had that were about to come out. And then they asked like what I was doing, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm so excited! I'm playing this serial killer in this movie." and then it didn't hit me till I hung up the phone, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" So that's what she's referring to is, would they have rewritten it or changed the? I doubt it. Because. Yeah, I think they would have stuck with what they had.
which is a huge shift going from 1 to 2 and 3, which you can probably speak to, that 2, the script leaked and they had to do a lot of rewrites, which was really stressful considering it was about a year in between the first one and the sequel. And then you were supposed to come back for one of them and then they had to rewrite the script.
Yeah, 3.
Oh man, that would have been so much better.
3, I was supposed to be the organizing kids from prison to attack and kill people in high school.
Wow.
And about 2
Yeah.
months before we started shooting, Columbine High School happened.
Yeah.
That changed the world forever.
Yeah.
And so I got.
That's when we started eliminating weapons in America, right? Right around then.
That's when they started eliminating Matthew Lillard from Scream.
There's one right here.
Oh man.
Yeah, hi.
That's so
What's your
wild.
name?
They should film that movie again.
I know.
Yeah,
Just make it different Scream 2.
Scream
Hold on a
2.
sec, we have a next question. We have a next-
Let me just say, we have tried to do this 5
Hold on a sec, Mom's chiming in.
No, we have tried to ask you guys a question at a panel 5 times now, and every time she got to the mic, you guys cut it off.
That's my fault.
Well,
Well, you cut it off this time.
Yeah, she's having a moment. Stand up.
What the fuck, Mom?
God damn it. Shh, quiet. Hi, what's your name?
Allie?
You're doing great so far. What's your question?
So, anyway,
I'm sorry, that's all the time we have today.
This question goes to David and
Next.
David, I want to know how you feel about your theme song.
Oh.
And then Matt and Skeet, what would your theme song be if you had one?
What's your theme song?
Red Right Hand.
Just a boom boom.
Which is funny because you have a hurt red right hand right now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that your theme song? Why is it his theme song?
Maybe like it.
Play it every time Judy shows up.
Yeah.
He also has his own theme.
Yeah.
He has a theme song and a theme. You'll
I
never got
remember
that.
when
Just
Wes-
saying.
Have you seen this movie?
No. Skeet's never seen any of the sequels.
no.
Is it in 1? It's in 2. Yeah, it started in 2. But I remember Wes saying to me, "You got a theme? Like they got a theme." He was all
He was
excited about
How
it.
do
I
you
was
feel
like,
about
I don't know what that means.
How do you feel?
I'm
How do you feel
excited.
about it?
I love it.
It's such a good. It's such
It's
a
such a
great
great
theme
song. Yeah.
I had no idea.
You know what's a fun fact is Red Right Hand, Nick Cave was famous for being in Dumb and Dumber before it was in Scream.
Oh
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think mine would either be like Jaws or the Pink Panther.
What about you, Matthew? What's your theme song?
I'm
Scooby-Dooby.
bringing sexy back.
Bringing sexy back.
I'm bringing sexy back. Hi,
You're
what's
bringing the
your
mic
question?
back.
Bringing
Stand
the back
up.
row back.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Davey.
Hi, Davey.
Hi, Mr. Lillard.
It's Matt.
Hi, Matt. It's very nice to meet you.
It's lovely to hug me.
Oh my God!
Literally $20.
You got Venmo? Oh, my question is for David. Sorry. David, what was your reaction when you read in the Scream 2022 script that you were gonna die?
Whoa.
Great question.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Great question.
Spoilers.
Wow.
Too soon.
It was. No, the spoiler clock has
Yeah,
ran
so-
out.
yeah, that's true.
There's like a time zone. But yeah, I got the script. I heard they were like interested, and then they got a script, and I was so excited. I was reading it, and I think it was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, dude, he's got a really good role in this one." And then I got to the part, and I was like, "Oh, that's why." It didn't even occur to me that my character could die. Like, I was totally like, "Oh, well, let's see at the end." Nope, that's whoa, that's okay. Yeah. So.
And what was it like? What was it like on that day shooting it? I mean, it must have been emotional.
Yeah, it was. It was really emotional. It was my second to last scene of the film. And it was really weird. It was still during the pandemic, so everyone was still wearing masks. And what happens on a film set before the pandemic was that you'd get to know the crew. You'd go out and you know, become friends, and you'd meet people, you'd talk more. Then the thing happened, and for some reason, you just don't like interact with everyone as much, and it's really much more isolated, and that was filming that one was pretty isolating. I was in the hotel with all the other the younger cast, but I was older, and I didn't drink anymore, and I didn't like, you know, mix, like, you know, it's just not the same, and I was also, my character was kind of, you know, depressed and alone in this little trailer, so I kind of stayed in this, you know, hotel and cook my meals for myself. Kind of like, it was just, you know, I gave them all a Bob Ross art class because I'm a certified Bob Ross instructor. So that was like our bonding moment, and they would all watch movies. You know, it really reminded me a lot of the original cast, kind of how they all kind of clicked and we're all doing stuff together the whole time. But yeah, so that scene, like drove there along, you know, we cooked my meal, make breakfast, and go, drove there, you know, shot the scene. It was you know, there's a lot of physical activity in those kind of scenes, and a lot of blood, and there's a lot of like, you know, it's really sticky when you're covered in it for a long time. You don't think about it, but I'm like a tactile guy, so I think like it's that, or like it's like, I don't know, it makes me super uncomfortable, and like so I just had to kind of like breathe through it, and I'm like, you don't want to lose your cool or anything. Like, what's taking so long? I'm sticking this thing stuck to my, you know. So I just kind of like breathe through it, and it was like emotional too, because I was mad. You know,
Yeah.
I was kind of upset that they killed my character. I was like, so even though I love the directors, I was also kind of pissed at them. You know? I was like, oh, you know, but they really, you know, I saw how they were shooting it, and they were really kind of like doing some cool angles and kind of played it up, and there were certain things like, I was like, you have to kind of suspend your disbelief, because I was like, Dewey, just shoot him in the head right here. Like, why? I don't know, like, can he wear like a metal mask or something? Like,
You also have to suspend your disbelief because there's no way that little girl overpowers you.
I know. I didn't know that. Like, they
Right.
do like not include certain parts of the script still. And
Right.
I wasn't exactly sure who was the one who was supposed to be killing me.
I think it was Stu.
Yes, that would be so good.
So
I
good.
think they should. I also pitched them that I am in a hospital. I was the.
That's true. That would be
I was the-
amazing.
I was the sheriff of the town, so even though they like kind of cut me out, I still had some friends on the police force.
That'd be amazing.
You know, there is like a John Doe in the.
And your
Yeah.
twin brother.
You switched me out, yeah.
Well, they, in my opinion, broke their own rule. Don't fuck with the original.
Yeah.
You never kill the OG3. So
Well, damn it. All right, I have a question back here. David, anything else you want to add?
No, thank you.
I will comment though.
I did cry.
I will say to see your arc from this first film to where you were and the dramatic presence you got to bring to it, to see this kind of jovial guy who you really are in real life to what you got to really show on screen finally, which you really hadn't had that opportunity yet with Dewey and the way the character had been written in the previous films.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of your greatest performances, man.
Thank you
So,
so much.
yeah.
It was incredible.
I remember seeing it at the screening, and I sat behind you at the first time I saw it, and I think it was maybe the first time you saw it.
Yeah.
Where were we? CAA or something?
Like somewhere in the valley.
Somewhere,
like some
yeah. And I just remember being so excited afterwards. David, man, this is fucking great. You're so good. That's a great part. Oh my god.
He literally called me and said that you were incredible in the movie.
I
did, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're incredible. All right,
You are too, buddy.
All right, we got time for a few more.
few more. I got it up here. Question? Anyone has a question? All right, which?
It has nothing to do with the movie, it's about you. I just want to know your favorite D&D character to play.
Oh,
It's a great question. I love that question.
can you use it as a plug too? Can you plug your company?
That would be so lovely. First of all, I love Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's the best way to spend a life. My favorite class is Druid because I love to have something to care about, and I love crafty violence, not just straight violence. And then I have a company called Beto and Grimm's. We do high-end boxed editions for Dungeons and Dragons, so you can check that out. I also have a spirits brand I started recently, and you can purchase it in Texas online. and that's called Find Familiar Spirits. And both of them are based around RPG space and the things I'm super proud of. I have spent, like both of these gentlemen up here, my entire life waiting for somebody to give me permission to do what I love. And it's a really hard way to spend my life. And so a couple years ago, I took control of my own destiny and started companies that I'm proud of. And within that, I've built something that I never thought I could do because I was a kid in high school that was in classes with people on the spectrum, people who are, have Down syndrome, and I really struggled through high school. And the only thing that saved me in high school was I found something I loved and was great at, which was acting. I wasn't a great actor, but I was super fucking committed. So if there's anyone in this room who's like, I don't know who I am, just commit to the shit you love and you will find a way. So for me, I have all kinds of insecurities about being smart. And so for me, I started these two companies, and together they have propelled me to a strength in myself I've never imagined. So there's two things: Find Familiar Spirits and Beat on Grubs. And the other thing I want to say, and it's so funny, I realized this recently. I started casting a movie I'm hopefully directing soon, and that'll be amazing. But I realized that people are super interested in Twitter followers and Instagram followers and TikTok. I want you to know something. Anyone in the world, if you are inspired by them, or you love them, or you want to promote them in your life, do the simple thing. Follow them on socials. Because the reality is that the idiots, the people in Hollywood, I don't want to say the idiots, but the people in Hollywood pay close attention to those silly metrics. So the simple thing in the world to change anyone's life that you see at these conventions is follow them on socials. It's super powerful. Sorry. That was a long answer to a very simple thing. Sorry, James. I talked too much. Thank you for allowing me to plug this stuff.
Oh, of course.
Hi.
Big fan.
What's your name?
Jonathan, so great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is amazing. This is the first rated R horror movie I ever saw in my life. It's the first rated R horror movie I'm taking my son to because they gotta share the wealth. But the genius of this film was how it captured the heart and it pointed back to the horror films that came before it. And then it made me interested in all of those. I wanted to see where did these ideas come from, and so I went back and watched all of those. So my question is, of the classic horror films, what's your favorite?
Great question. Thank you for your question.
I've always loved The Shining. Just Jack Nicholson's performance and Shelley Duvall. But when I directed my first film called The Tripper, Wes Craven gave me, he read the script, he gave me some notes, he gave me a list of films to watch, like Phantasm, like all these random films that I'd never seen before. So he really gave me, that's one amazing story. And it's just something that I always keep thinking about. I also saw Wes watching, it was anime or it was like a Korean horror film on set of Scream 2 or 3. And he was watching it, and it was on a monitor above the monitors. And I was like, what are you watching this for? It was such a odd film to be watching. He's like, I think it was anime. And I was like, he's like, oh, you could come up with such great shots by watching anime. I think the guy was so ahead of his time. It's amazing.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
Yeah. What
film? Classic horror films? Yeah. Rosemary's Baby for me is that one just, I've always been a big John Cassavetes fan as a director and obviously as an actor as well, but that movie was incredible. The Shining, yeah, that's another great example. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deep cut.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm doing, I get to do a character on the video game they're about to produce.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, those, I mean, and on, but those stand out.
Mine's Showgirls. That's a reference.
I don't really, I'm not a horror movie guy.
Five Nights at Freddy's?
The reality is that we are just people that need jobs. It's not like, I mean, personally, I'll speak for myself. It's not like I'm like, this genre movie speaks to my past. I'm happy to do the job. Does that make sense?
I also love 13 Ghosts.
Classic. You're hilarious. How many more questions?
No, I truly love that movie.
You do not.
No, I do. It's
You have terrible taste in movies.
He doesn't.
If you like
I
that
love it.
movie, it's terrible.
I love 13 Ghosts.
Only when you're drunk.
How many people love 13 Ghosts? See?
By the way, they're making a TV series about it.
It's not going to be as good as the movie.
I think one time. How many questions do we have?
We can go a little longer in here, and so we can go another, few questions.
Okay, good. How nice is the staff here?
Amazing. He's had his hand up. Matthew, he's had his hand
Oh,
up.
good. Okay.
So, let's see, I wanted to ask Matt.
Give him the goddamn microphone.
I thought you were coming to
You got it.
be the. He doesn't want me.
Hi.
I just can't believe you're standing in front of me, like it's insane.
It's so weird.
So the question that I had, I'm looking at you like, right?
You don't have to scream at me. I'm right here.
It's just, okay. So the question I have for you, I want to hear from you. There's like, I know that in Scream 3 it was originally supposed to be Stu in jail, right? Is Stu alive in the Scream universe according to you? Like, what do you think?
Yes. No, the reality is that, honestly, it only matters if it serves a franchise. If it serves a franchise, yeah, I'm in.
But
if
yeah,
not-
they hadn't written you in, so you were. You
Yeah.
are
I know,
alive.
there's also-
even though it changed like the world, like
I
Yeah.
know,
in the
but
Mandela world. I don't know.
There's an Easter egg in 6 or in the police station where it says Schumacher status unknown.
Yes.
Also, you're at a frat party in Scream 2.
Yeah, it's the thing is like, the franchise has been banged around between filmmakers. And like, Nev Campbell, who is the center of the film, wasn't in the film. I mean, that's bananas.
Boo.
Over something as irrelevant as money. I mean, that's just Hollywood in a nutshell.
But
right?
we're glad she's back.
So we're super proud that she's back, and we love her. And Melissa is fantastic. It was fantastic, and that whole thing was its own journey. But my answer is that like whatever works best for you guys, whatever works best for the people that are leading the storytelling, I'm happy to jump in. All right. Hi. What's your name?
I'm Jordan, and first thing I want to say, I would love to see you direct again, because back in middle school, on like the early days of Netflix, I would literally watch Fat Kid Rules the World like, every couple days. I was obsessed with that movie.
You're a lovely man.
I guess I would just love to ask for all of you, what was your favorite memory from this year's Texas Frightmare?
Good question.
What a great question.
That's a good
Here's the thing
question.
I love about these. We talk about Scream all the time. I like questions that are outside the Scream universe to express who we
Of
are
course.
as people.
Yeah.
So thank you for that question. That's great because these moments are amazing. Skeet, what about you?
I idolized this dude when I was young, Jason Patrick. And
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten to know him a little bit through the con world and stuff like that. And he snuck on behind my table yesterday to come say hi and give me a hug and check in and all that stuff. And I thought, oh my God, what world am I in?
He's so cool.
Yeah, he's so cool.
You were a fan at Texas
Yeah,
Frightmare.
I mean, I'm a fan of his acting to this day. He's incredible. But yes, sorry, you said I was what?
You're a fan. You were a fan
Yes,
at
I was.
Frightmare.
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love meeting all the fans. Obviously, that's it. Really is. It really is the sweetest thing about coming. I love you too. And then I love going around and seeing the vendors. And I found a Pee-wee art piece, and we just lost Pee-wee. He was such a dear friend of mine. I've been friends with him since Buffy. So that was meaningful, just to meet the artist and see that piece. That's what sticks out.
Yeah.
I will tell you, so there's a transaction that happens at these cons, right? And it's a two-way transaction. There's a value for people that come to the table, and there's a way to transact in which you bring value to people's lives as much as they bring value to your lives. Some people just take money, and that's a one transaction, and some people like are present for people. So years ago, there was a kid who, hey, don't take pictures, please, thanks. There's a kid who's like, hey, I was gonna kill myself, and then I saw you coming to this con. And so I decided that I was gonna wait to see you. And so I saw them, and like 2 years later, she showed back up and she told me the story. I was like, oh my God. A year later, I was at a different con, her mom and dad showed up to thank me. So that kid showed up again with her mom to say, hey, I'm still here. So you're like, the value is like crazy if you're present for it, if you're able to be available to it. And so that's the best moment of the weekend.
Yeah, also, there was a girl that Katie fights on. She came and she was on oxygen and...
On hospice.
Yeah.
She's in hospice.
Wow.
Yeah, and it makes her, gives her, you know, she loves it, and it gives her, like, power, so that was a powerful moment. And then, sorry, just a side, just to go back to the Pee-wee thing, because it was an amazing exchange I had with one of the fans I met. We were talking and music and maybe David Bowie come on, and she's like, I love David Bowie. I was like, oh, you want to hear an interesting David Bowie story? And I'll share it with you. I hope he doesn't mind. But toward the end of Paul's life, I was spending quite a bit of time with him, and we were driving, and David Bowie came on, and he goes, you know, David Bowie asked me to open for him. I said, well, he said twice, actually. I was like, why didn't you do it? He says, do you want to know what I said? I said, yeah. He said, Pee Wee Herman's not an opening act. I was like, wow, so incredible to have that much confidence and belief. That is amazing, right?
The crazy thing about Paul is that he would literally, every birthday, would call you or text you and say, happy birthday.
Yeah.
And we did a pilot 100 years ago.
Amazing.
And the value that he would do that all the time was crazy.
He really
Could we close the doors? I think a bunch of dust must have flown in here and gotten in all of our eyes. It's the only explanation.
The spicy wings or something.
Yeah. Who's ready to watch the slasher movie now? Wow. Can I just add to that this, for all of us, on the other side of that transaction, we all are here because we connected in this movie, with this movie, and yes, it's a slasher movie, and yes, it's a horror movie, but Scream is particularly special because I think it spoke to us in a way that a movie never had, and we saw ourselves on screen in a way, and I know that is silly talking about a slasher movie, but I think we felt like we connected with it, and it spoke to us, and that was through Wes and through Kevin and through all of you. And so it's really, truly special. It's so much more than just a movie and actors and all of that, that you're here with us, and that you come share your time with us, and you really make it feel meaningful and genuine, and it doesn't feel transactional like it I think we know it can at these things. So thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.